Hi, y'all. It is Coach Marcella here on our weekly Little Cup of Happiness. Hope you brought your lunchtime water, coffee, tea, whatever you like. Today I brought my Little Cup of Happiness. Palm trees, which is one of my many favorite types of trees. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm a beach girl. It brings peace to my few moments when I get to see a palm tree. So glad you're joining us today on our weekly Cup of Happiness. Once again, I'm Coach Marcella. Join me for a little taste and tantalizing day. Well, I want to talk a little bit about what we do weekly. Is we share a little bit of input, insights about how to share or be a little bit more happy in your daily life as well as your workplace, your business, maybe some of the organizations or things you're involved with in your neighborhood. To do that, I hope you'll join us weekly to get a little bit of insight of how a little cup of happiness, something you're investing in your personal and professional development for yourself, can spread like wildflowers throughout your community, throughout your business, throughout your family, your marriage. It's all interconnected. So a lot of times we have a little fun, we do crazy things. If you've been on one of my Cup of Happiness calls that we do weekly, sometimes I have props, sometimes we do little skits, sometimes we have some one-on-one serious talks as well. But just remember, we're only going to take a few minutes today to talk a little bit about kicking off our new year. And when I say that, we're already kind of a week or two getting into our new year. Wow, it's 2022. And I'm privileged and honored and so thankful that you have joined me on this new year journey to not only have a little cup of happiness for yourself, but to helpfully share that with others. So today we're going to talk a little bit about our jar of happiness. I know a lot of you have done different things about, putting something in your jar, something positive, some type of goal, something you want to bake or make in a future date or event you're having. But we're going to talk a little bit about a cup of happiness that can fuel yourself, that also creates some really amazing benefits to your health, which is, of course, we all want to be healthier and happier and more fulfilled. So hopefully today, as you're joining us with your little cup of happiness, a little taste or flavor you're bringing to our little Wednesday party here, we're going to focus a little bit on you and kicking off your year. And what we're going to do is, I don't care what you have, get a Tupperware around your house or your workplace, anywhere you can find one, at least it has a jar, right? We want the jar so you can actually have the physical and mental thought process of putting that positive note in your jar. And a lot of people go, oh, I don't have anything that happens positive to me. Well, of course there are. So let's read off a few things that you can put in your jar. And we're going to do this every week. It's just going to be a little segment of our weekly Cup of Happiness, but I'm going to challenge you, right? There's almost 52 weeks in our new 2022 year. Give or take a few holidays we might squeeze out and just enjoy our Cup of Happiness. However, I want you to do this on a weekly basis. And I'll remind you, because I'm Coach Marcella, and I'm going to be your accountability partner to do that. So everyone take a second, even if you're driving, you're at work, or you're just sneaking in for our little call today, which is only not going to be over 10 or 12 minutes. I want you just to think or write down something that brought a positive moment to your life. It could be like, I'm going to read a few that some of our team members did, like, a special moment you had with your spouse this month, or maybe in the future months you're having, something you're grateful for, a gratitude note that hits your heart that you want to put in your jar of happiness. Things like, I accomplished something. Maybe there was a goal within your business or your department that you felt really good about. And a lot of times it doesn't have to be these huge landmark things. It can just be something where you had a little progress moving forward. So remember to give yourself that little grace and that little high five on your back and up front to make sure you write those moments down, because it creates a great release of your hormones in your body, which is that serotonin and dopamine, that all those great things that give you that well-being. And we all deserve that well-being, especially in our crazy world right now, not only at family, in our communities, but in our workplaces or in our businesses that we're trying to reinvent, adapt, adjust, or expand, or just to keep above the water. So remember, you can do something. Maybe it's a day that your spouse or significant other did a special treat for you today. Maybe brought a Starbucks item home for you. Or maybe one of your children came home and just gave you the biggest ass hug and you just love it. And that's something that brought you joy. So anything on a weekly basis, try to put something in your jar. Even if it's just, hey, I'm grateful today. I'm alive. I have a car. I had the opportunity to go to work. Maybe I feel great. I work with awesome people. Or, hey, I overcame a really intense challenge yesterday, not only maybe in my family, but also maybe in my profession. So put a lot of things down. Mine might be, I had a little one I'm going to share. I'm going to look in it. I wrote down in one of my jars I looked at from last year, and I put having a picnic in my living room. And people go, what the heck? I had a picnic in my living room with my husband and some friends because we had made a transition in our move into a new home. And it was funny. It had been, of course, stressful, movers, missing boxes, missing furniture, dates and times, not coming when the delivery is supposed to. All those things that you can let affect you if you don't adapt and adjust. So we took this crazy moment and decided, well, we have no chairs. Let's just do food and a picnic here on the floor. We laid out some of the moving blankets. We put a few beach towels over it, and we had a on-the-spot picnic. And I tell you what, the conversations and the things we talked about and that 20 minutes of a power lunch is more memorable than other things that had happened or occurred that I accomplished that year. So remember, sometimes the small stuff or the small moments of cup of happiness can be memorable and impact yourself. So don't overthink it. Have a little fun with it. Let's see if I have any other fun notes today. I also want to make sure that you know that we are having our upcoming webinar on jumpstarting your motivation for 2022. We had some great feedback, people texting, emailing us that they'd like to join, but the dates are a little conflicting with some major other events. So we decided to push it a little forward into the end of the month, which will be January 28th. Mark your calendars, January 28th. It's going to be the same time that we do our Cup of Happiness, but it's going to be on a Friday. So January 28th, you're going to be seeing all the new dates and information where you can sign up for the webinar. We're going to go over 3 main things. That's number one, how to keep yourself motivated and how to refuel yourself. We're going to give you some 3 easy steps about how to eliminate anxiety and stress, not only in your personal life, your home, but also with your business or your job or position you're in now. And then number 3, we're going to give you the skills to how to create that morning motivation by doing a routine and creating some outlines and skills tasks that will help you move forward, be more progressive, be more authentic with yourself, your customers, and those around you that you love and care for. So that's January 28th. That's our Jumpstart Your Motivation 2022. We're so excited you're here. And I'm just cheating on some notes today because, hey, I like notes. It helps. I'm a paper and a digital girl. Speaking of digital, a lot of people go, I don't have props, Coach Marcella. Find something. If you don't want to do it this concept, a lot of times I've worked with teams and my team itself and said, put it in your notes. So make a digital on your iPhone, your Android. You have a section called Notes. You can call it your jar of happiness or your weekly cup of happiness or whatever you want to title it, because at the end of the year, we're going to pull some of those gratitude, those moments, those happy memories, something that you felt like you accomplished or you overcame. We're going to pull those out at the end of the year. But I think a lot of times we need to pull those out either monthly or quarterly. And we can do that in our personal and family lives as well as do that in our business. And I'll talk a little bit about that in the future on our next call, talking about how to engage motivation and that impact you can do for yourself as a business owner or a soon-to-be new business owner or someone that is making their way in the leadership role within their team or company or association. So we'll talk about that as well. Don't forget, we love having you here. We appreciate you. Even if we leave you with a little tip of feeling good, feeling like you can accomplish something today, feeling like you do impact others around you. Don't let anybody else tell you different. You do. Your smile, your inner spirit, and all those great things that can help you be a better person is very important. That's why I like to call all of you guys my VIPs, and that's my very incredible people. So it has been, oh my goodness, our time is almost up. Once again, if you just popped in, it's Coach Marcella. I appreciate you joining me here on my Cup of Happiness. If you had a friend or an associate that couldn't join us today, please encourage them to come back and hit this replay, because I'm going to be your accountability coach to see if you're either digitally making your cup of happiness or your jar of happiness and giving yourself those internal and external high fives you deserve. So we'll see you next week at 12:30 at our Cup of Happiness. Until then, I appreciate you. Go out there and share a little cup of your happiness, a little cup of your joy, because it makes the world a better place. I'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.